So we're going to take a look and set up the JSGME utility. It's going to be the latest version, so after you download it, just go ahead and extract it. And inside the folder is going to be the exe for you. So what you want to do is open up your emulator directory. So wherever you have the current build, you're going to want to copy or move that exe into your main emulator directory. And then you're going to want to launch it. It's going to default to the mods folder that's going to look for it. So you just say, okay, it'll create that for you. And then from here, if you want to, you can go into tasks and you actually create, what it does is it just creates a text dump for you to see what your entire structure was. You can do it if you want to. I don't do it. So next we'll take a look. We'll open up the mods directory that was created. What we'll include is we're going to include the core mods in a zip file, and you can just extract this when it's available. And what this is going to give everyone is it's going to give everyone the all the core stuff that you saw with the scripts that I included. But now it'll just be a little bit different way of selecting it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a shortcut because I feel like that's easier. So I'm just going to create a shortcut so I can launch it quickly. And you can do this if you want to. You don't have to, but it's easier than going into the emulator directory each time to launch the utility. And then after that, just going to launch it, and then we'll see that all the core mods that I extracted into the mods directory are there. Next we'll take a look at a little bit more in depth on some of the mods. So after you get into a game and you have the JSGME utility open, you can add the things that you want to see, and you'll just have to hit F10 to cycle the plugin for those textures to swap. So you can see here we're just kind of changing the ball around. Anything you add from the left into the right, after you do that and then you go back into the emulator and F10 cycle that plugin, that texture is going to show for you. So we have some options. There's a couple different pig skins that we have available. I like the 2K5 one. That's just me. Also included will be the jersey font work that BT0 did, and then player indicator by default will be on moving forward. So in 1.6, whenever that comes out and this is available, we'll have the player indicator in here so that you can disable it if you want to, but by default it'll be on. I know a lot of people ask about that. But this is going to be really cool. So now as any of us on the team or in the community we can actually create our own texture mods if we want to. We'll take a look at the jersey fonts here next because I feel like this is one that people have been asking for. Unfortunately, there is a caveat to using the jersey fonts, and that is you have to find a player with a 9, and then cycle F10 to cycle the plugin so that it recognizes them properly. Sometimes it works out right away, other times it doesn't, but I feel like Kujo Matty mentioned the JSGME mod a while back. I used it for DCS World when I used to fly a lot with a squadron, and I finally took some time, looked at it, and started to put together everything as a package for this so that moving forward I think it'll be easier. And as more uniforms come in to play, and we're doing a lot of looking into adding more additional uniforms that Kujo Matty's been going through and Zevin had put together before. So that's going to be something that's coming in. So I think knowing that there are some shared texture challenges with the project, this will give us another method to try and offer some of those things that we couldn't before. So I think it's really cool. I'm glad Kujo brought it back up again. Again, I finally just had some time to go through it, and everything that I had offered everyone with the the simple selection scripts is going to be included as core mods. And then we're gonna build off of this from there. So if there's cool things that the community puts together, we could package them up and make them available for everybody. I think it'll be really nice to have this utility versus some simple scripts that could get confusing. I just wanted to go back and take another look at this just so you can see the fonts that BT0 created, and just really good job by BT0. And I know Kujo spent some time cleaning up some stuff as well. Really beautiful. Didn't really want to see this replay because it was a pick, but the jersey font work that the guys did, it really makes a difference with the game. So we're hoping to get this out soon for everyone to enjoy. Just to give everyone an example of what I was talking about with the caveat for the jersey fonts, I'm going to swap this out with the buttons and cycle it, and you can see how they're kind of wonky for the Cowboys right now, and that's probably because it didn't find a 9 right away when I zoomed in. So we're gonna have to zoom in on another play and just cycle the plugin one more time so I can see those numbers. But you can see here how it does. It gets a little weird, and it's not a big deal. It's just a little caveat. BT0 figured it out, and it's just a quick fix, so not a big deal. before we fix the font for the Cowgirls, I mean the Cowboys, didn't mean to offend anybody. We'll just, I saw Stafford break one out here on him, so I figured we'll cut that one in here. That was actually a really nice take off and run. But yeah, so again, you just got to cycle the plugin, look at both teams, find players that have 9s in their jerseys, cycle the plugin. It'll fix the font. You know, and that was one of the things that BT0 had shared when he went through and actually created all the jersey fonts. As he shared that with us. So very minor in the grand scheme of things. Very cool to have the fonts for the jerseys. It'll be a nice addition when it gets released. And that was actually a really nice throw by Stafford. And anyway, yeah, so myself, the rest of the guys, we're working on some stuff. There'll be a 1.6 coming out sometime this year for the new year. And you know, a lot of more cool stuff to come. We're adding the utility. We got a lot more uniforms coming, and using the utility that Cujo had shared and that I've used before will really be nice to help us to add more stuff, whether it's community content created or from the team. I think it'll be really cool for everyone to have this utility, so we can add a little bit more to the game that we couldn't before because of limitations, like I mentioned earlier. So be on the lookout. The team's working on 1.6. Hopefully we get something together, and you know, hopefully everyone has a nice, safe, healthy new year ahead. Take care, everybody.